Hi, brother teacher here. Haven't talked to you in a little while. Not in depth, that is, and not on what I deem to be a very serious subject. Not that they're not all pertinent to our lives, subjects in time past, albeit this subject may be a little different in that we have a new president. President Joseph Biden, Vice President Kamala Harris. It's something new. A record or two has been broken. We have the first woman that's ever been in the White House as a vice president. First woman, period. We've never had a woman president, so that's different. Really surreal to me. And we also have a woman, an individual as vice president, that is a person of color, if you will. We saw the presidential debate between Joe Biden and Donald Trump, who was the president at the time. And there was some anguish, some tumultuous moments, I should say, during that presidential debate. And once the results came in, we all know the story now. They stated, they meaning that the Electoral College finally, and just the results indicated that Joe Biden had won the election. Donald Trump did not agree that he won. In fact, we all know this as well. He believed that the elections were rigged, so to speak. He's not the only one out there. There were many people who were Trump supporters who believed the same. Even people who may have not even been a Trump supporter per se, they believed as well that there was something out of the ordinary. But as they say, it is what it is. Our president currently for the next 4 years is Joe Biden. My question to all of you that are watching me right now, maybe a couple of questions. Do you believe, number one, excuse me, do you believe that Donald Trump was good for America during his term? Do you believe that he benefited the people in America? Do you believe that Donald Trump was a good president during his term? Do you believe that Donald Trump loved America? Do you believe that Donald Trump was indeed for the people? Aside of all of the allegations, the Russia uh, incident, or so-called incident, or collusion, as they term it, which nothing ever proved that he had anything to do with any foul play as it relates to Russia. That's never been proven. And we all know about his so-called escapades with women many years ago. And there's also the statements that have been made over the years about him not renting his properties to black folks, African Americans. Do we really know this or any of this to be true or totally clear and factual? Not to say that he may have not had an affair with a woman or two, because he was indeed a celebrity, a popular man, a businessman, a wealthy man. I don't doubt that some of that's true about his player days, if you will. If it were true, would he be any different than any other politician or celebrity, star, sports player, actor, actress, politicians, senators, governors, mayors, police chiefs, and even other presidents? Would he have done anything any different than anyone in the past has done, and even currently are doing? There have been many men and women that have been caught with their hands in the cookie jar. So what has he done that no one else is guilty of? What hard, cold evidence do we all have as I'm sitting here speaking to you that Donald Trump has done anything to hurt America? Do we have proof? Do you have proof? Where is it? Was Donald Trump bad for America? What would have happened had he remained president for a second term? Do you know? I remember earlier in his presidency, he made the statement fake media on several occasions. A light goes off in my head when I hear that statement, fake media, as it relates to these last several months of him running again for president. It seemed to be this barrage of attacks against Donald Trump by the media. Could it be possible that the powers that be, as it relates to the media and other entities, had it out for Donald Trump for some reason? Was this a conspiracy to destroy that man? Was this something that was planned to stop him from remaining the president for a second term and inserting our new president? I recall Joe Biden, when he was running for president, making the statement as it relates to COVID-19 that the first 100 days after he's in office is going to be mandatory mask wearing. And I'm sure you know as well as I do that that has occurred. There's no facility that I have experienced thus far, and he hasn't been in office for a good week yet. A couple more days, it will be exactly a week. People are wearing masks indoors. If you're outside, unless you have a medical condition or pre-existing condition that require that you wear a mask outside, shame on you. if that's not your situation? How do you get your oxygen? Can you breathe? How much more can you breathe oxygen, which is necessary for us to exist? How much better can you breathe when you have a mask covering your mouth and nose? Have you thought about this? How much education do you really need to have to understand that if you put any restriction between your breathing apparatus, which is your nose, and the outside air, you're going to have complications getting air? I'm not going to go down this rabbit hole too far, because all it really requires is some common sense, a little logic, some truth. But anyway, I've also heard President Biden talking about his plans on pushing out the vaccines. Do you know that story as well? Are you willing to allow someone to stick a needle in you and inject something into you that you know nothing about? Are you willing to allow someone that you don't know to take a needle, syringe, and inject something into your children that you know nothing about? Are you willing? Are you going to do it? What I just said was so simple and so basic. It is crazy to me how we, the masses, defy what makes logical sense. And we follow people lockstep for every word that they say. When are you going to wake up, America? When are you going to wake up, world, and start using the intellect that the Almighty Creator has given all of us, and stop making His work in vain? He made us, He created us, human beings, the most intelligent of His creation. And it seems like we struggle with common sense. How many celebrities do you have to see talking about and promoting this pandemic? How many doctors and scientists that you know nothing about? You know nothing about their credibility. You don't know them personally. How many of them does it take for you to see them on a stage promoting these vaccinations, and nurses and doctors and whoever in the medical field taking shots, to include President-elect at the time, Joe Biden, and various other people, Dr. Sanjay, taking shots? How do we know we even witnessed them taking a shot? How do we know that that wasn't propped up? How do we know that that was not something that was to give us the appearance that they were taking a shot? Could have been something else. Could have been nothing. But guess what? They're pushing, no pun intended, they're pushing that we take the vaccination. They're pushing these tests with a swab up your nose. Whatever happened to swabbing the mouth? It's all connected. It really is. Are you serious? Are you seriously considering the test? Are you seriously considering the vaccination? Now, mind you, I don't want you to believe or think that I'm coming off insensitive. I am not. I have friends. I have people who have told me that they have had friends and relatives that have died of COVID-19. Do we know what COVID-19 really is? Who's pushing the message? That's what you need to ask yourself. What's the credibility of any of these so-called professionals? We don't know that, do we? We really don't. You know what? You need to stop believing everything that you see and everything that you hear and challenge everything. Not just this situation, but everything in life. When someone begins to tell you that this is the truth, challenge it. You don't have to become militant or violent, but challenge it for validity. Don't be afraid and go run and stick your head in a hole because you don't want to be scrutinized. You don't want to be verbally attacked because you see something that the masses don't see. You better believe what's in your heart, what your gut tells you, and not what some small group of people are telling you and telling us just because they said it. Do your own study. Do your own research. You look up Dr. Judy Mikovits, Rashid Buttar, along with many other doctors, as to the truth or lack thereof concerning this so-called virus or pandemic. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. It's been proven early on that the most susceptible people are people who have a compromised immune system or who are the elderly. That's with any disease. It doesn't have to be COVID-19. If you have a pre-existing condition, of course you're susceptible to a lot of things. It's common sense. But if you're strong, if you're healthy, you survive. But it's also been said that it's no worse than the flu that people get every year. It's up to you what you believe. It's up to you what you accept. And it's up to you what you decide to do and then do. No one can make you do anything that you don't want to do. But make sure that whatever you decide and make sure that whatever you do for yourself and your children, your family, make sure that it's based on something and not just simply you following what someone told you. That's what's wrong with many of us today. We don't study anything because it's too easy to accept something someone says as opposed to go do the work for yourself. We're lazy. I'm not. But a lot of you out there watching me, and even those that are not watching me, they're lazy. If someone tells you that this is the greatest thing in the world, you follow it. You don't question, why is it the greatest thing in the world? What makes it work? You don't question it. You just accept it. But you have that smidgen, that minuscule amount of people that will stand off at a distance and they'll look and they'll pause for a moment. Those are the individuals that the people in power wonder about. The people in power are observing you because they don't want you. They don't want you to bring about a change that can benefit all of us at the end of the day. Forget about the phone. The message is important. And if you just want me to, I apologize for the phone ringing. I have no control over that right now. But this needs to be said. Ladies and gentlemen, understand something. The greatest thing that you can do for your family and for yourself is to make certain that you are aware of what's really going on. Right now, we have mandatory mask wearing. It's a burden for many people to adopt that new routine of putting on a mask. Every place you go into, you have to have a mask now. It's a burden. It is the new norm, and it's going to be an ordinary thing going on. It's crazy, but it is. Something that we have never experienced in our lifetime. Watch out. And you don't have to quote me on this, but watch out to start seeing more restrictions on your freedoms. Now understand this, comprehend this. Our true freedoms come from God, from the Almighty, from Yahweh. Some call him Allah. He's still a creator. That's where real freedom comes from. No man can give you freedom. Either you have it or you don't. So, take my word for it, ladies and gentlemen. Look for more police interference in your lives, more rules, more restrictions, more freedoms taken away. You're going to start seeing the militia. They've already started activating the National Guard in many states and cities to make sure that people are following the procedure, the protocol. They are trying to take away all of our individual rights. And this new president is the catalyst. He is the one who is ushering in the new WO. And I know you know what that stands for. Trust and believe what I'm saying to you. It's all smoke and mirrors. It's the Matrix. Up close and personal. We create a situation. Then we create the answer to that problem or situation. That's what's been going on, and that's what's going on right now. But there's an agenda. Someone behind the curtain who's really controlling what's going on. And this is going to extend way beyond America. It's already being proliferated in other countries. And the purpose is to have a total control over the whole population of the world. Satellites in the sky are not just for military purposes only. No. They're for us. Remember the movie Invasion of the Body Snatchers? For those of you that are old enough, and if you're younger than that, younger than the baby boomer, go look it up. Watch it. Watch The Matrix. Pay close attention before it's too late for you, but not for those who are awake. And for those of you that may claim that you are awake, you make sure that your eyes are not just simply open. You make sure that you actually see what's going on, and that you govern yourself and your life accordingly. This has been Brother Teacher, your brother, your friend, your mentor to many of you. Stay awake and stay close. You pray for me right now as I'm praying for you. Take care. Yahweh loves you, and I love you. Ultimately, He's in control. Take care.